Hey, thanks for hanging out. This is In Other News. I'm your host, Mike Russell. Glad to wrap up my week with you and have you wrap up your week with me. Thank you very much. Very excited for to talk about a lot of things going on. Let's jump right to the elephant. The elephant in the room is a meeting that happened today with Volodymyr Dictator Tot Zelensky and one Donald John Trump. So DJT sat down with Little Dictator Tot at the request of Little Dictator Tot. I don't think you have to pull a muscle reaching for why Little Dictator Tot wanted to meet with El Jefe. Well, he wanted to make sure that his gravy train did not end. And if his gravy train ended, meaning the war ended, that he would still be taken care of. He wants assurances. And the weird thing to me, especially when you step toe-to-toe with somebody like Trump when you're negotiating, Zelensky holds no cards. Not one. Unless he has some incriminating thing and everything from the Russian dossier, the fake paid-for Russian dossier, was true, then, dude, you came to the table basically hat in hand, tail between your legs, and said, please, Mr. Trump, don't end me when you become president. Yeah. Wait, what is this? Did you see the invader murder? What? Whoa. There's Predator numbers that just came out. Oh, Jim, you got to enlighten me on that. We'll get to that if you wanted to play with that. If you want to play, let's play. Definitely let me know what you got going on with that. I did not. As we do the other show prior to this show, I have what I have, and this is what we're talking about. Anyway, Little Dictator Tot comes out with Donald Trump, and Donald Trump says, hey, listen, I have a good relationship with this guy. I got a good relationship with Putin, and we're going to put an end to this thing. So what Donald Trump essentially said to him is, hey, dude, your gravy train's over when I get you. You're not going to be, you're not going to be Russia, but we are going to step to the table, and we're going to end this. You are not getting any more money. You are not getting another dime. President Biden, believe it or not, we still have a President Biden, has committed $3 billion between now and January 6th or 5th or whenever the heck the calendar falls on when Trump takes back over. He has committed $3 billion of your dollars to the Little Dictator Tot. And just so we're very clear how war-torn and how, he shows up, Zelensky shows up in his military cosplay outfit. And he says, oh no, I'm sorry. He asked Trump for money. I need the $3 billion. I need more money. We're a war-torn country. There are more bars and restaurants open in Kyiv than prior to Russia acting a fool. It is living the good life up there. You go to Kyiv, it's like rolling into Scottsdale, Bel Air, Beverly Hills. It is all nice. I'm telling you, Housewives of Kyiv is coming. Because there is a war-torn Mike Tukas. It's it's so awful. Absolutely awful. Scary. Charlie just posted, then ICE published it. Okay, well, yeah. Dude, God, let me know what you got. I can only imagine if Jim is talking about the invader, murderer, sex predator numbers that just came out. It's an obscene amount of people. Now, remember, they're the least people that would commit a crime in this country, says Kamala. Yeah. Lynn, good to have you back. Alfred, good to see you, buddy. Taylor just might have some anti-aircraft missiles showing up on the border. Dude, look. Would that surprise you? The latest intel out of the intel community here in the Estados Unidos is that the next assassination attempt is going to come from surface-to-air missiles as he is flying around on Trump Force One. And again, would that surprise anybody if they came up through the southern border? And if they're working with Little Dictator Tot, they're definitely working with Iran. Iran has already, I think, unleashed all of, not Trump's, but as I think there were certain campaign members and J.D. Vance's personal information, everything you could possibly imagine about history, everything. I mean, everything has been just thrown out there. What's up, Rhonda? Everything has been thrown out there. I am absolutely not surprised when they say that, well, the next thing is probably going to be blowing him out of the sky because everything else has not worked. Blowing him out of the sky is basically their best shot. And we seem to be okay with that. That's no, actually, pun intended. I'm blown away by it. Absolutely blown away by it. But I couldn't imagine that. Flight pass patterns. I mean, it has to get the Trump campaign has to get creative. Secret Service has to get creative to find a way around that. All right, here we go. That's what I was looking for. Thanks, Jim. Appreciate you. All right, what do we got here, bud? All right, we got over 400,000 actual convicted, 13,000 murders, 15,000 sex offenders, and 220,000 miscellaneous criminals. Awesome. Remember, we're told it's okay. It's totally safe. They're totally fine. They're just here they're seeking a better life. They're fleeing climate change. Oh, so gross. Yeah. Oh, cartel. Oh, the cartel, the communists, and this. Oh, hell yeah, they are, Alfred. Oh, you forgot one in there, buddy. You forgot one in there. Sorry, buddy. Cartel, communists, Islamists. You forgot one thing. The CIA. There isn't anybody that goes down. I don't care if they're saying there was a shooting on 35th and Glendale last night. I think the CIA is involved. I think CIA is not what it is not what it was intended. I'll put it that way. Yeah. Two-way. That's right. Second Amendment. Arm yourselves. I will encourage all of you. I will encourage all of you. If it is something that you feel you can handle the responsibility, you think you can get the right training, you think you can get the right coaching, and you would actually practice and train with the firearm, I highly recommend practicing your Second Amendment right. Period. And by the way, I'm going to part of this program today is how you might not be able to practice it very much longer. So let's keep ourselves prepared, shall we? Good. By the way, I took that FBI whistleblower. I took that guy to heart. I'm water, rice, canned food. I'm just not so much prepping as it is just, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and just be there, ready to go if need be. I mean, think about that. You think about the COVID. You couldn't get toilet paper. You couldn't get cleaning supplies. You couldn't get anything. Could you imagine if upcoming, by the way, let's go ahead and look at our calendars, shall we? Oh, look at intern Nuge and intern Bean. So cute. Look at our calendars. Hold on. We have Monday. And then Tuesday, something's supposed to happen. Does anybody know what happens on Tuesday, October 1st? Anybody? Side of several companies and corporations' fiscal year beginning. Anybody? Including mine. Anyone? The port, Los Angeles, Long Beach, San Diego. Chris, your surgery would be the worst of it, would be the very least of our worries if the ports go on strike. This is not making headlines because it would cause pure panic. But you can look it up and fact check me. It's okay. Unless the Biden administration steps in and gives these union terrorists their demands, our economy, I'm not kidding. Go fact check me. We'll lose $1 billion a day. The food supplies, you think supply chain sucked when Secretary of Mayor Pete took over? Dry up like that. $1 billion a day it would cost our economy if they go on strike and shut it down. I'm telling you. Jim, the Trapper's Bible, fantastic, by the way. And then intern Beans got me a book on how to survive bear attacks and another 100 survival tips. Fantastic as well. Mm-hmm. Like Reagan did air traffic controllers. That's right. Well, I mean, look at what Biden did with the UPS guys. UPS is like, oh, you guys are having a supply chain. You know what we're going to do? We're going to strike. We want better wages. Now the drivers are making 100, 120K. Drivers, 100, 120 grand. And UPS had to lay off 12,000 employees. But crisis averted, right? Not a big supply chain crisis in the Biden administration because they gave the demands. They're okay. Here's your subsidies. Go ahead. Pay them all you want. Remember, Rhonda said, remember when unions were useful? Unions served their time. Saved the damn day. Unions did. Unions truly did a great thing, and their time has passed. Sorry. Their time has passed. Oh, driving me nuts. But guys, think about that. If it happens October 1st, you think a storm through Florida, the Panhandle, you think that's what we have to worry about? Hurricane or whatever, Helena, hello, hell if I know. That's what to look at. To just, maybe this water, maybe this weekend, if, you're passing some, big case of water or something like that, just grab it. Bag of rice, whatever. Some toilet paper. Going to Costco today. Me and Queen Bee. We on our way. She's going to ask me too. It's going to be so funny. This is what it's like. This is what it's like dating a liberal. So I will, I will go to Costco and I will load up on some water. It's a big gallon water thing. And I will, and I have the storage water at the house, but I will get the water. I will probably put another thing of rice in there, and I will get toilet paper, probably 2 things of toilet paper and cleaning supplies. And she'll ask me why, and I'll tell her why. And she'll go, like, okay, fine. I'll get another thing because you're not going to have any. Mm-hmm. Okay, let's see your union. Let's see what you got here, Alfred. Sorry, buddy. Here we go. All right, unions for U.S. Postal Service sucks. 100 degrees and driving go-karts with no AC. I'm telling you, man. How's that caring for the workers? I agree. Buddy, the U.S. Postal Services sucked. Same point, CEOs, 23andMe all left. Yeah. What's being hidden? What are we missing? Okay, so let me go ahead. Yeah, the Grizz, let me help you out with that. As far as I understand, in Rhonda, right on Costco Day. I love it. Hey, but Grizz, so I looked into that because Queen Bee sent me after I told kicking and screaming, I'm not going to spit in this thing. I'm going to hock tua in this damn thing. I'm no way in hell they're going to get my DNA. And I'm like, fine, okay. Because she asked. She sent me the article about that, about 23andMe. So 23andMe executives all took off. The reason why they took off, the CEO of 23andMe wants to take the company private. Now that's the shadiness right there. They didn't want it to go private. They didn't want to take the company private. That's a big pain in the ass corporate wise, and it's a pain in the every which way. The CEO though is where you should be concerned about. The CEO is the ex-wife of the co-founder of Google. So it's a bazillions of dollars and just a bloodthirst for all of your information and DNA. So, I mean, that's probably where you do. But understand, BlackRock has it, buddy. BlackRock owns the majority stake, I believe, in Ancestry.com. They got it. They just do. So anyway, the unions, and you look at those when Alfred was talking about driving around go-karts with no AC, a majority of those don't have AC. UPS, FedEx, I know I used to work with Aramark. There's now Vestas. If you see the Vestas, that's Aramark, what it used to be. Even the stadium services, copy services for Aramark, all those trucks running around, no AC. I was always blown away by that. Believe it or not, I do their voice work for those companies. I do their training voice work. Yes. At Aramark Uniform Services. Yeah. That's what I do. Yeah. BlackRock, Vanguard. Oh, yeah. Yep. They own it all, man. I'm sorry, Rhonda. Yeah, they own them all. I'm sorry. See, I saw the Simon part. But yeah, let's, did you notice something when I told you I wasn't going to play any of the interview with Kamala Harris and Stephanie Ruhle. So, girl. Stephanie Ruhle, whatever. Easy on the end. Stephanie Ruhle interviewed Kamala Harris. I'm not going to play any video. But I want to show you something. It took me by surprise last night when I saw just yet another clip from the thing. So apparently they found 2 really nice chairs in the lobby and they moved them down to storage B. I have no idea why an interview with the vice president takes place here. What in the hell is this? And I don't know why I didn't catch it seeing all the damn clips, but is this the only place at DNC headquarters back down in the basement where they could find an American flag? Maybe. But I couldn't believe seeing this. Look at this. It's just, I mean, that's obnoxious, guys. Look at that. They're in some basement with really, really nice chairs. And I'm not going to point out the head thoughts that I'm having right now when comparing those two chairs. Nope, sorry, not going to happen. Not going to do it. See, I'm learning. I'm growing, right? Hey, but you see, one was so much. Never mind. I mean, yeah, just blue collar Conway. Exactly, Brent. I worked at McDonald's. No evidence in any way, shape, fashion, or form she worked at McDonald's. I worked at McDonald's. I was a fries. I was on the fries. And that's when the big bucks start rolling in. No one? Then you move up to fries, and that's when the big bucks start rolling in. Anyone come up with that? I'd appreciate. See if we can see. See, it's Friday. Let's play along, right? Yes. It's a friend's studio. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Keeping with Joe. Oh boy, Chris. Yeah, keeping with Joe. Basement only. Yeah, so we do basement only. They could have at least taken her down to the White House basement where they have that, that TV setup, where they have that fake TV show set up. Oh man. Bye guys, I'm done. Tired of this. Oh, sorry, Lynn. Anyway, but they were back in they had to be back in the basement. Gonna just let that one go. Just let that one go. All right. Hey, thanks for hanging out. This is in other news. How about this? I have been very open about my desire to have our House of Representatives set up like the Parliament in the UK and in Canada. This is how I want I want laughing. I want people mocking each other. I want maybe a fist fight or two. I don't care. Let's go. By the way, that's the way it used to be in the House and the Senate. The Senate would they would have fist fights. There would be fights. And they said that if you get to go into the old Senate, if you go to Washington, D.C., and you get to go to the old Senate chambers, it is just nasty. They cannot get all the chewing tobacco out of the carpet. And chewing tobacco and booze. Whew. Lots of it. But anyway, I want it to be more like the Canadian Parliament, the UK Parliament. That's what I want. I want people there's a little bit of decorum there, but it's like, it's a free for all. It's a food fight. And I want it to be like that. All right. Here we go. This is Justin Trudeau getting absolutely exposed for the fraudulent POS that he is. And then playing the homophobic card. Holy hell. Listen to this.
I will comment on one.
This guy's a G, by the way. He's a guy, if I had to have a fantasy team, debate team, this guy's on it right here. Check this out.
Spectacular social housing project of his, and that is the brand new lavish apartment that he bought his friend, the new consul general to New York.
Oh, the new consul general to New York got a nice little apartment over there, thanks to Justin Trudeau and the tax thieving that they do there. Here we go.
$9 million.
$9 million
for his friend Tom Clark to have stunning powder room finished in jewel onyx, crystallo gold quartzite countertops, a handcrafted copper soaking tub.
Like on the Viagra or the Cialis commercials or something like that. Yeah, no, something like that.
Custom bronze bathroom fixtures, $5,000 coffee machine. Did the Prime Minister go and inspect this palace in the sky on his recent trip to New York?
Look at this. Now everybody's like, and there's a boom, 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 boom. And these guys got to stand up. These doofuses in the front here, they got to stand up. I have no idea what the three in front of them are doing. But these poor kids, they're like interns. And they got to pop up when the speaker pops up. They pop up. It's like playing whack-a-mole. But dude just said, okay, here are all the features. And I want to know if President Trudeau inspected the property and was at $9 million. $9 million. Now, Justin Trudeau. Fidel Jr. Exactly, Chris.
The Right Honorable Prime Minister.
The Honorable Prime Minister. Look at this D-wad.
Mr. Speaker, engaging with international leaders on fighting climate change, on solving global crises, on standing up unequivocally.
See, this is what I love. Who doesn't love this? Get in. I love it. Get in here. Look at this little bozo. Whoa, wait a second. No, you don't want this bozo. You know, look at this guy. Look at this bleeping guy. Holy mackerel. This guy is an absolute a-hat. Watch him he's talking about, we're flying, we're doing the greater good for a $9 million Manhattan penthouse. Yeah.
For Ukraine.
For Ukraine. Oh, they popped up again. Oh, there they got pop up. He's trying not to laugh. My man is up there trying not to laugh. And anyway, he's like, I'm not gonna say no. I know. Hey, decorum, please. I love this. He's trying his best not to laugh at this idiot.
Colleagues, just as I said before,
there's lobbing insults across the way. It is absolutely fantastic. And then this little twerp plays the LGBTQ card. Watch.
Just as I said earlier, I would ask all members to.
Are you getting Fresh Prince of Bel-Air vibes from this guy? Anyone come with this? I am. I
Please
am.
not take the floor unless they're recognized by the speaker, so that we can hear the questions and we can hear the answers. The Right Honourable Prime Minister from the top, please.
Mr. Speaker, don't worry. On this side of the House, we're used to casual homophobic comments from the other side of the House.
Homophobic comments.
Mr. Speaker.
Because he mentioned bathtub Trudeau. Where did you get homophobic out of that? I'd like to know. Justin, Mike, right here from Another News. Can you help me out, bud? When he was going through the features of the $9 million waste of money and basically kickback you gave your buddy in Manhattan, where did you get homophobic out of that? Anyone? No. Yeah, here we go. Sorry, let's get back to him. Let's get back to this bozo. Here we go.
Is it about the...
Yeah, pop up. Dude, you can actually make a solid whack-a-mole game out of these guys. Yeah, he didn't even know. Dude, let him go. Let him cook. Let him cook, bro. I love that. Let him let him go. Let him just lob insults at that absolute soy boy piece of garbage running Canada. It really is. Boy, yeah. All right, there goes. This is the Army way right there, yeah. Yeah, that's exactly why we do the same in the outdoors. Same in hunting and fishing. And if you can't handle it, just don't. But again, it's weak. It's as weak, this whole like homophobic thing, and you're phobic, and ex-phobes, you just fill in the blank on X, and then you're just phobe if you have a problem with it. One of the problems to me is that I'm not afraid of anything. I'm not transphobic. I'm not afraid of a trans person. I'm really not afraid of a trans person. I'm not. There's one in the WNBA that I might be a little afraid of here locally. There, but that's it. I'm not Islamophobic. I'm not afraid of Islamic people. I'm not homophobic. I'm not afraid of homosexuals. So stop telling me I'm a phobe. Just knock it off. Knock it off. And by the way, homosexuals, people that practice Islam, Muslims, people on the LGBTQ spectrum, they can act like asshats and we can call them out without being phobic. And yeah, Trudeau probably did inspect the tub. Okay. So, yeah, Grizz, I know you know who I'm talking about. All right, done playing whack-a-mole with the Canadian Parliament. How about this? This is was a weird video that I saw. And although I'm all about, all is fair in love and war, and if we're going to play a political battle and if we're in a political war between Republicans and Democrats, the Democrats are playing harder than we are. They always have. Not always have, but they continue to play harder than us. Including knowing the big Hitler plan. If you say something, if you repeat a lie enough and they hear it enough, they'll believe it. They'll become truth. And I was almost impressed by this move. There was, I believe it's in Springfield, Ohio, this young man, went to the city meeting, and he announced himself as part of J.D. Vance's staff and went on a tirade. And on the record, they do not vet who you were with. They do not vet where you work. They just allow you your 3 minutes. This is infuriating and genius all at the same time. And I only play this so you know what we're up against. Here you go.
Okay. Too soon. Anyways, I am here as the local representative for the J.D. Vance office.
No, he isn't. Has nothing to do with J.D. Vance by any stretch of the imagination.
And the senator thanks you.
Please make your comments.
The senator thanks you all for your support, the same support that put him into office in the first place. And yet, I am personally appalled that a Republican elected in Ohio would say that something that we made up isn't true. Do you know how that makes us look? How it makes the senator look? Lazy, incompetent, cruel.
Hey, please don't make your comments. Please.
Yeah, dude, just stop.
Please.
Bro.
Listen, we need to get in line. We do not win this November without immigration chaos. That is why we torpedoed Senator Langford's bipartisan immigration bill. Okay? Like, if people aren't talking about how immigrants are eating all the fish from Finding Nemo, they might actually want to talk about our economic policy, which, can we dim the lights? Thank you.
No.
No,
Thank you.
no, you're an idiot.
So
no.
This is our plan to fight inflation. And the best part about it, it's whatever you want it to be. That's right. Once you start writing stuff down, it gets messy, it gets complicated. And it's hard. It's hard to fight inflation. Like, apparently, putting a tariff on all imported goods and having a national 22% sales tax makes prices go up. Who knew? Wouldn't it be better just to talk about how immigrants...
Okay, this asshat doing what that guy does. Yeah, hey. That there are people in that room that probably still think to this moment that he represents J.D. Vance's office. So that is in public record and a genius move. They're outplaying as they always do. Chinese media propaganda says, Alfred, I tell you, man, look into the Smith-Mundt Act. I mean, I'm telling you, Barack Hussein Obama, it took a Truman era policy that the United States cannot lie to we the people. The United States government cannot propagandize we the people, and he overturned it. It was signed in 1948, Smith-Mundt Act. Check it out, M-U-N-D-T. And it was overturned in 2014. By the way, it didn't get overturned without the help of, I believe, Boehner and McConnell. So it's infuriating. And again, this adds to the whole, I don't know who to trust anymore. I have no idea who to trust. And so this is what you're going to have to, basically, everyone is going to have to sift through who to trust. It really, really is. I am going to start with, where do you want to go with this before go to the IRS, or do you want to go to firearms? Anybody? You want to come in? You want to comment on this? Want to go to firearms or the IRS? Where do we want to go? Where do we want to go? I'm going to choose it. If y'all don't pop in there, all right, I'm going to do it. I'm going to firearms. I mean, you know me. I'm going to go to. You know what? I'm going to end on firearms. Never mind. I'm going to IRS. Boehner was spineless. Boehner was drunk. Boehner and Pelosi drank more together than probably we have ever drank. And Chris, I'm going to go ahead and yeah. Okay. All right. Everybody's coming with the pew pew. Let's make it happen. All right. Let's do that first. We'll get to Janet Yellen in a moment. Here was the professor himself. You know what I'm talking about when I say professor, right? Joe Biden. Joe Biden was a college professor. He was never a college professor. Ever was he a college professor? Never. He was he had some sort of professorial title at UPenn, and that was just for relationship purposes. Like when dignitaries would come in, he would meet with them and he would hang out with them and maybe meet with a student or two, but he never taught a class. Not once did he ever teach a class. Again, you tell a lie enough, people will believe it. In this case, he believes his own stuff. I will tell you, this man represents a large portion of our government that is playing a long game on taking away your Second Amendment rights. And here's how he's going to do it. This guy actually has people thinking, or at least he claims, that even after he's out of office, which he already is, that he's still going to be fighting and working. Ha! Fighting and working to stay upright. But here you go. Yeah.
Continue after I leave this office. End immunity for the gun industry. End it, end it, end it.
Look at these trained SEALs. Standing O for end immunity for firearms manufacturers. Now, we're going to come back. Don't worry. We're going to come back to old Sleepy Joe. We're going to come back to him. But I want you all to understand what that means. Because, this is the end of the long game. 3 Supreme Court justices that were pro-life was the end of the long Roe v. Wade game played by conservatives. The conservatives played this game for decades, making sure they chisel away, erode, get the right people in place, get the chess pieces in place, and then we can have a challenge, and the challenge would send abortion rights back to the states where they belong. But it didn't just happen overnight. It didn't happen when they had one-party control, I believe 3 times in that time period. Didn't happen then. It was a long game that they played. And I think they took too long in the long game. But here it is. It's back to the states where it belongs. And by the way, if you do look, especially in this election cycle, if you do look, states are doing almost exactly what you would expect states to do. And their decision of that state, their decision to deal with what they call reproductive rights, we'll just call it abortion, to deal with abortion. That's it. And whatever the states decide and they vote on and it's democratic, it'll kick ass. There you go. Yeah. Let's go to Jimmy Carter, Alfred. Yeah. Joe gets you would have 2 terms. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. What gets me is Joe is doing so much worse. Joe Biden is truly worse than Carter. No, I mean, listen to this bozo. I mean, listen. Okay, well, we have to cover this before we get back to him. He's talking about immunity. This is the long game. We played the long game. Conservatives played the long game on abortion, which basically just went constitutional. Our long game was it's going to end and be constitutional and be a state right. Then the Democrats with firearms. The Democrats want a unarmed citizenry, period. They want an unarmed citizenry. You can't tell me any other way. They want an unarmed citizenry. So they have to play the long game because that pesky Second Amendment. Barack Obama took the first leap forward at it. Now, the Democrats have been, again, playing a long game, doing things bit by bit, case by case, building their case, allowing the CDC to do some sort of a report, an investigation, and declare firearms a national emergency so they could take away your guns. That didn't fly. Tried, didn't fly. And comes Obama. Obama said, okay, well, here's what we do. We're going to take away the green tip ammo. Green tip ammo's a cop killer. Didn't work. Because we knew the play. We knew exactly what he was doing. He was overreaching. He was moving too fast. He was being impatient. And so he started saying, look, if I can start banning ammo, we don't have to ban firearms. We can just ban the ammo. A brilliant move, by the way. It's not right to bear ammo, right to bear arms. Telling you, they will do that. Shall not be infringed. I'm with you, Rhonda, 100%. But if you infringe on the ammo, that was a decent play. But we saw it was coming and it got squashed. By the way, if you don't know what green tip ammo is, green tip ammo in 5.56 is if you've got if the burglar, the bad guy, is hiding behind the refrigerator of your neighbor's house. Green tip, no joke. Washington gun law. Let's see here. Armed attorneys, armed scholars, great places to keep updated on what's going on with 2A. I'm telling you, Jim, yes. And I'm going to be launching a few videos with my man, Tim Forshee, who is quite literally the most educated person I have when it comes to guns and gun rights. So we've got a few things with that to talk about with that in the C's of, I think the 5 C's, 3 C's, 3 C's, the 3 C's of concealed carry. So there we go. And yes, conceal is one of them. Kind of repetitive, but whatever. We love alliteration. So, and I'll send out a fantastic link to a guy that he works with that has a fantastic page up that just posts videos and then responds to, okay, here's what went right, here's what went wrong, here's what was legal, here's how it should have been handled. It's absolutely fantastic. Anyway, good gravy. Back to Joe Biden. Joe Biden said he will end immunity for firearm manufacturers. That's a long game. That's an end game. That's done. It's over. Please understand, if immunity for firearm manufacturers is lifted, there would be no firearm manufacturers. There would be no money for firearm manufacturers to have staff, have a building, manufacture, make anything. Because the lawsuits would just come pouring in. My dad was shot by a Smith & Wesson. My dad was shot by an M&P Shield. I'm going to sue Smith & Wesson. Why? Smith & Wesson didn't shoot you. Shoot your dad. Don't matter. That's what they're talking about. End immunity. And I get it. I've used the same analogy. That's like saying I'm going to sue Ford because somebody killed a family member of mine drunk driving. They're drinking and driving, but they were in a Ford, so I'm going to sue Ford because they couldn't have killed them without a Ford. It's the dumbest fallacy. It's not going to happen, but it is their play. It is their desire. It's showing their hand on exactly how they're trying to take your gun rights away from you. Yeah. And I apologize. I just said take back. That's not what I meant. Because the rights are our rights endowed by our creator. None government gave us. They think that, though. They totally think that everything we get to do is because they allow us to do it. It's absolutely bass backwards. Totally is. Back to the old argument, and then we can sue the automakers for DUI. Exactly, Truman. Yeah. Personal liability. Yeah. And I do understand a bit of the other argument as a Second Amendment nutso. I mean, I get it. You say, guns don't kill people. People kill people. I understand that, but the gun helps. It does. You can't kill somebody going bang. Yeah, I think that was another Eddie Izzard line. Fantastic. There's an Australian comedian that I went to see a long time ago when I wanted to see the Flight of the Conchords. Flight of Conchords, fantastic, you all. Hilarious. But he said, about firearms here in the United States, he goes, I don't understand why you guys go through the Second Amendment argument. Just say, look, it's constitutional and I like guns. That should be your only argument. I like guns and it's legal. There you have it, right there. Sue Kamala, exactly. Sue Kamala for all the illegal crimes. That's it. Ooh, Alfred. Alfred, you don't give me the chills on that one, buddy. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. That's right. Hey, you let them all in. So we're going to go ahead and sue you. You don't have immunity. You let all of them in. Oh, well played. Well, tip of the hat to you. So, well, tip of the hat. Let's start with the current Biden policy immunity. China, yeah. Good grief. All right, let's get back to the bozo here. Listen to this. This is absolutely crazy. Listen, this is fabulous. All these trained seals out there just clapping. Sit down. Shut up. I think they have these standing oaths just so he can regain his composure. Here's the lie. Listen to this. It's unreal.
I taught constitutional law for years. Constitutional law.
I taught constitutional law for years. The man is so senile he thinks he did. He never taught a class. I taught constitutional law for years? The hell? I think I was a crappy law student, by the way. A crappy law student.
Never was the Second Amendment meant to be absolute.
Yes, it is.
Back when it was passed, you could not own a cannon. No, I'm not joking.
They said, yeah. Do you hear that? Yeah. And they're all laughing. As a matter of fact, y'all, here's to tell all your Democrat friends this, please. Yes, you could. Yes, you could. As a matter of fact, today you can own a cannon. You can. You can actually own a full automatic, any damn thing you want. Got to jump through a lot of hoops, but you can own one. You can own one today as much as you can own one back then. Lying bag of dust. I'm telling you, this is absolutely absurd.
People like the liberty of America is what?
Not the liberty of America, you bozo.
With the blood of patriots. Like hell. I'm serious. Think about it. Think about it. It was never absolute. Never.
Yes, it was. Shall not be infringed. Knucklehead.
It's time we increase funding for the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives.
Excuse me? What? You want to give more money to the ATF? Oh, my gosh. Okay, just go ahead. Go ahead, buddy. There you go.
Another law enforcement agency to deal with crime and solve crimes faster. We get a lot of heat from the other guy. She got a lot of heat from the other guy talking about we're not helping. We're the ones funding cops. We're the ones funding.
Go hear from the other guy talking about, what the hell was that? Listen this.
From the other guy talking about we're not helping. We're the ones funding cops. We're the ones funding these things.
Yeah, right, Truman. Not a joke.
Time to increase funding to help victims of crime and support community groups helping and hurting people hurting from gun violence.
Okay.
So other people oppose all these steps to reduce gun violence.
There you go.
Instead, they tried to stop the crackdown on ghost gun kits, by the way. Well, that's a real big deal, isn't it?
Actually, no, it's not. I please. Okay, it's about as big a deal as ARs. Listen, ARs and AKs, what they call assault weapons, which are modern sporting rifles. So modern sporting rifles make less than 1% of gun deaths in the country. Less than 1%. Same with ghost guns. Show me the stat where ghost guns and ARs are the problem. Corinne Jean-Pierre, KJP for the cool kids, was challenged about this earlier in the week and saying basically if you want to take care of gun violence, why aren't you going after handguns? Handguns are basically the problem. Well, why do you know? Does her same, I walk in history song and dance. Okay, I'm going to should I? I should. I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to let it play, and I'm going to see if you all catch a few more of his lies, shall we? Let's go ahead and play it up here and hit it.
You can't deny the Second Amendment right.
You can't.
Give me a break. If they got their way, criminals could traffic guns and commit crimes. Congressional opponents are trying to defund the Office of Gun Violence Prevention. There's an amendment.
What?
Defund the Office of Gun Violence Prevention. Bless me, Father, as we say in my church. They attacked the FBI and want to abolish the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms.
Yes.
By the way, that's not written out. Which is responsible for fighting gun crimes.
What? Okay, here's the deal. Then if you say the ATF is responsible for fighting gun crimes, y'all, they suck. How about that then? I don't understand that. Well, why? Yeah, we will abolish that. Why? Because they suck. How many terrorists has the TSA caught? Anyone? By a show of hands. How many has the TSA caught? Zero. Yeah. Exactly. So when you have zero caught, why in the hell are you there? I mean that sincerely. Why if you're not doing your job, and or at least you're not doing your job well, I mean, I'll give them a little bit of the benefit of the doubt. Maybe they are doing their job, but there is no reason to keep the ATF open and running. Absolutely zero. There is no reason at all to keep the ATF running. The FBI needs to be completely rebooted 100%. You can't change my mind on that. Let's get back to Saripi Joe. Here we go.
Folks, you can't be pro-law enforcement and be anti-FBI and ATF.
Yes, you can. I am. Pick me. I am. 100%.
Well, that's why we're here today. And why
That's
this
why
is
we're
so
here.
important. We need your help in fighting and standing up to the gun lobby,
What?
gun manufacturers, the politicians who oppose common sense gun legislation. Because whether you're a Democrat or Republican or Independent, we all want our families to be safe. We drop families off at the house of worship or a child at the mall or movie
Oh my
theater or
gosh.
school.
Dude, seriously, bro.
We don't have to worry about whether that's the last time we'll see them.
Not worried about statistically the safest places in the world to go.
Think about it.
I am.
We all want our kids to have the freedom to learn how to read and write in schools instead of duck and cover.
We want to teach kids how to read and write in school instead of teaching them how to duck and cover. Statistically, I'm going to say it again. Y'all said this, I've said this a bunch of times. Statistically, school is the safest place you can possibly send your kid to. It is the side of, the whole school stuff and the indoctrination. I'm talking about from gun violence. It is quite literally, especially in most inner cities, it is quite literally the safest place that you can possibly take your kid. Statistically, the safest place you can take your kid. No one's teaching anybody duck and cover. Nobody's teaching anyone that. No one. And so I am going to, I'm actually going to, can I do our decompression session first and then get to the IRS, or do you guys want me to get to the IRS and then go to the decompression session? Because it's worthwhile here. And I think it's important for us to see. So I'm going to go ahead and paste it in here and we can hopefully see it here in just a moment. But I say, oh, sorry, we get to this again. All right. On another firearm note. Oh, good. You said another firearm note. Hang tight. No. Should take the universal background check for gun argument and apply it to voting. Oh, that's genius. Yes, background check to register to vote, citizenship, knowledge of our history, at least half a brain. I don't know about the half a brain part. They do have drills for active shooters. They do. And I think that's one of the dumbest things you could possibly do to a child. And I'm being serious about that. It's quite literally the dumbest thing you do to a child. Active shooter drills are absolutely stupid because the thought that that's going to happen in school is statistic. It's like getting hit by lightning. It really is. You don't have lightning drills in school. I hate why traumatize kids. I have a friend who has a daughter that was so traumatized to go to school, had to be homeschooled, and then now has to go to a charter school just because she's afraid of this, all these stupid drills that they have. It's absolutely absurd. And some people, they get into it too. I mean, they really, really get into it, where they have the actors and all that, by laying around bloodied up and all that. It's absolutely horrifying. Chris says his wife is a teacher and hates it. You should hate it. It's awful what they're doing. It is absolutely awful. I'm going to get to the IRS and then I'm going to give you your Second Amendment. Thank you very much. Decompression session. Here we go. Let's get to it here. Tell me by a show of hands how many people you texted a friend, texted a liberal friend, maybe a Kamala voter, when you heard that the IRS union backed Kamala Harris and they bragged about it. I thought that was the biggest Trump commercial ever. Oh, wait a second. Hold on, buddy. How about predatory teacher drills? The frequent is way higher than school shootings. God bless you for saying that, dude. It's true. Not trying to get all serious on you, man. It's that damn right. Out here, I'm a West Side guy, West Side, the best side. I'm out here in the West Side. Buckeye. One of the Buckeye high schools, one of the principals just got booted. Holy mackerel. For being inappropriate. My son, Inter Nuge's former now club volleyball team, the men's, the boys teams and the girls teams, dude was trying to get with one of the girls on the girls teams, like 16 years old. Ugh. I ain't hearing about the West Side Grizz. I mean, East Side Grizz. But here's the deal. I'll tell you this. I'm going to tell you this. Let's be honest. This is how I got grown-ups here. I never hear West Side peeps taking shots at the East Side peeps. No. Scottsdale's fair game. That's not East Valley. Scottsdale's totally fair game. Yeah. Well, why is everybody got to hate on the West Side? By the way, there are more $1 million homes out here per capita than there are in the East Valley. Just saying. West Valley's got it going on. I'm never leaving the West Valley. I love the West Valley. I'm afraid to say it. Anyway, they're coming to get all of our money, so we can't afford to live anywhere anyway. Janet Yellen, see, that's because the West Side is too busy shooting up the West Side. Is that what we're going to get? Gilbert Goons? That's what we're going to get? Really? Okay. Better stay strapped then. This is what he says here. This is because the West Side is too busy shooting up the West Side. All right, I hear you. Central Phoenix moderate. Don't even give me that, Brendan. Just Central Phoenix moderate. Moderate about Central Phoenix. You're probably getting snobbier than the East Valley is what you guys are getting right there. Like, it's the Central Corridor. Our neighborhood's in transition. Talk about getting shot up. Holy hell. We don't claim Gilbert. Jill Bear. I actually bought my first house. I was 21-ish. I bought my first house in Gilbert on Val Vista and Warner when it was a 4-way stop. No lie. Val Vista and Warner was a 4-way stop. It was dirt after. If you were heading south, it was dirt after that, where I had to drive to my subdivision, right on Val Vista Lakes Golf Course. No lie. I was in Gilbert. Anyway, getting back to this bozo, Janet Yellen, who is excited now. Because remember when they had the 18 billion more IRS agents, she says it's for customer service and it's for going after you and me, not the people that make over $400,000, $400,000 like it was supposed to be. It's just, we're just going after everybody to get that tax gap down here.
Importantly, we've boosted the resources of the Internal Revenue Service so they can both improve customer service. And I think anybody who's dealt with the IRS over the last year or two can see that, but also begin to close the tax gap, which is the enormous gap between the revenues that are being collected and what was estimated to be due.
She's evil. She's pure evil. Pure evil. When David Schweikert and his peeps, his band of nerds, rewrote the United States tax code, the 2017 tax code, do you understand that's going to expire if Kamala Harris is elected? That's just a fact. Go and fact check me. It's expiring. Everyone got a tax break. Quite literally, every single American got a tax break. The IRS made more money. The IRS collected more revenues. Yeah, call it revenues, you bag of bones. Oh. Yeah, can you imagine sitting in a meeting with this dynamo? Oh, she's the worst. Yeah. Okay. Hey, y'all. It's kind of been a fun week. I appreciate you guys. It's been good times. This has been a lot of fun. Let's have a decompression session. Decompression session cuts a little bit for me because I had tickets to go see Penn and Teller, and I had to put a doggy down, which is terrible. So I didn't get to go see Penn and Teller. And then it led to a whole banking fiasco because I tried to sell something on StubHub in my whole banking world, which turned upside down. Not kidding. And so please don't use StubHub. Until they give me my money back, we're quite literally protesting StubHub in every way we can. Yeah, more like dinosaur. Nice. I like that. Way to go. But I want to share something from Penn and Teller when it comes to explaining the Second Amendment, because there's no better human than the king libertarian himself, Penn Jillette, to teach us. Now, by the way, if you have Masterclass, which I have, I love Masterclass. They teach magic. They teach how to do magic. And Teller talks the whole time. He talks more than Penn does. It's pretty crazy. All right, so here we go. Penn and Teller teaching the Second Amendment.
Well, no. Read the words. A well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state. Sure, you need an organized military force to defend your country, but the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. This is the people, in contrast with the militia. It doesn't say the right of the militia to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. It says the right of the people. Now, why the word people? Because the people who wrote this had just fought a war for 2 years against the tyrannical state militia. They knew the time might come when they'd have to do that again. So they made the possession of weapons a right that the militia could never take away. Now, gun control advocates say the phrasing is clumsy, and the comma separating the state from the people is just a pause to get your breath. Strange, they can't seem to point out any other places where those hack framers the wording.
I want you to hear it again. You guys want to hear that again? Because I want you to be able to recite this verbatim. Here we go.
Well, no. Read the words. A well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state. Sure, you need an organized military force to defend your country, but the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. This is the people, in contrast with the militia. It doesn't say the right of the militia to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. It says the right of the people. Now, why the word people? Because the people who wrote this had just fought a war for 2 years against the tyrannical state militia. They knew the time might come when they'd have to do that again. So they made the possession of weapons a right that the militia could never take away. Now, gun control advocates say the phrasing is clumsy, and the comma separating the state from the people is just a pause to get your breath. Strange, they can't seem to point out any other places where those hack framers the wording.
Brilliant in every single way. And yes, Chris, I'll go ahead and I'm going to be posting that this weekend on let's see, I'll do it on all, I'll post it everywhere. We'll get it on all of them. I'll even put it on the Go Show stuff too, so you definitely won't miss it. You can definitely share it out. I'd appreciate it if you share it out. It'd be fantastic. You all are fantastic. You all are so much fun. You guys, we've had such a fun week, such a busy week, and yeah, let's catch our breath this weekend. Now that the Dodgers have clinched the NL West. Just kidding, Rhonda. Just a little poke to you, Rhonda. Anyway, thank you all for hanging out with me. Thank you all for being such a huge part of the show, and thank you for just being here. I just love hanging out with you each and every day. Like it, share it out. Let's have some more fun on Monday at noon right here on In Other News. Thanks so much. Have a great weekend, everybody.